Hello guys, welcome to the Vibe 16 YouTube channel. So today I have picked one signing for every single Premier League club, what could even save your club season. So for Arsenal I have picked Antonio Robertson, as colourfully hasn't really done his job at left back and it will help him lose in this season to push on to big things. For Aston Villa this was a really hard one. I picked Douglas Luiz from Juventus. I personally done this because as Douglas Luiz hasn't had a lot of game time at Juventus and plus he used to be at Villa, so it'll be a really good fit for both parties. For Bournemouth, this was a really hard one, but I picked James Trafford in goal because Bournemouth has been a lot of problems this season with their goalkeeper. So I thought James Trafford is a young goalkeeper, come in and make a big statement. For Brentford, I picked N'Golo Kante because it will help defensive midfield duties, and also it'll give you loads of experience and also legs, and plus he's Premier League proven. For Brighton, this was a really hard one, but I chose to pick Kyle Walker-Peters. I personally chose to pick this as Kyle Walker-Peters has been a bit of a down in this season, especially with Southampton, because he's not as a good squad. But I feel like he'll fit really well into the Brighton squad, a left wing back, even left wing, even left back. He can play anywhere on the left side. For Chelsea, I have picked a really controversial one in the team I support. I've picked Donnarumma in goal because I feel Sanchez has been a bit shaky, and if we want to press on for titles in the next few years, Donnarumma will help us do that. For Crystal Palace, I picked Sam Greenwood as Elise. Ever since Elise's gone, they've struggled loads, so I feel Sam Greenwood will do really good at their squad. And for Everton, I have picked Richarlison in a 4-4-2 formation, which will link really well with Calvin Lewin, what can even save their season and even trying to push them up like 12th, 13th place. For Fulham, I've picked Douglas Luiz again for top 7 football. I feel Fulham needs to put about 40-minute bid in, so it'll help him get Europa League football, which will be really good for their squad and their history. For Ipswich, I've picked a really controversial one. I've picked Anthony for a short-term loan, which gives him a bit of flair, assists, and goals. For Leicester, I have picked Killian Dewsbury Hall on loan because they need more of like a controlled number 10 who can control games, and plus he's not getting game time at Chelsea, and Chelsea would want to see how he does in the Premier League environment when he starts more. For Liverpool, I have picked Antonio Robertson from Fulham. I have picked him because it's the replacement for Andy Robertson, but for now he will be a backup, but eventually he will turn into the main left back for Liverpool. For Manchester City, this was a really hard one, but I chose to pick a good number 6, Joshua Kimmich, who can bring loads of experience into the squad for that Rodri replacement. For Manchester United, I have picked Mateus Cunha, which he can play anywhere in the midfield, will really help Amorim to adapt to what style he wants to adapt to. With Newcastle, I've picked Bakayoko. I have picked Bakayoko because Newcastle are really lacking a lot of stuff on that right side. The left side are really good with Harvey Barnes and Gordon, but the right side would be very good with Bakayoko on there, especially with Isak up front. But he might even be going in January. Hopefully he doesn't, because that will be a big blow for Newcastle, but I would pick Bakayoko. For Nottingham Forest, this is a really hard one, but I have chose to pick no one, just because their squad's doing so good. They gelled together really well. It's quality. For Southampton, I have picked Estonio. He's got 13 goals in the Brazilian League and he's only 17 years old, which will be massive for Southampton. Even if they go down, it'll be a massive promise. For Tottenham, I picked Joe Bellingham to give him loads of fresh legs in the midfield and loads of good depth, which will impact their squad loads. For West Ham, I have picked Wissa from Brentford. This is their Antonio replacement, obviously, because of Antonio's tragic car accident. We hope he returns soon. But I think Wissa will be a very good trusty number 9 for West Ham. For Wolves, this was a very hard one, but I knew they needed a centre-back, so I've picked Johnny Evans, a really experienced centre-back, what can really help their season to stay up. And that's it for this video, guys, and I hope you all have a good new year.